everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV.
Raw TV. You gotta speak up a little bit, okay, so we can hear it on the camera.
Okay.
We're in the gym today with my girlfriend, Kari Keenan.
Hi.
And I got some comments, or in the comment section, someone said that they wanted to hear what Kari thought about steroids, and I thought that was interesting, because her take would obviously be different than my take and some of the other people's takes. So let's hear what you think about... Oh yeah, first of all, when did you first become aware of them? At all, ever?
That they existed?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you always hear like jokes like in movies and stuff. Oh, it was like a car on steroids.
Okay,
and
so like
yeah, I
you
mean,
kind of
you
figure
hear
out what it
about
is from there.
Yeah.
So now, like, was there anybody in high school who's like rumored to be on them or anything like that? Because there was all these rumors in my high school, like the kid was big or he was strong, so he's juicing, dude. He's on gear, and of course it never turned out to be a fact.
Not that I know of. I mean, granted, so I grew up in the Midwest, and I apparently lived sort of a sheltered life. So, yeah, I didn't.
Not so much steroids out there.
No, and plus, I mean, I was in cheerleading and dance line, so I wasn't in.
But the cheerleaders are around the football
sports.
players and stuff, so
yeah, but
there
I
was
wasn't
never.
a football cheerleader. I was a basketball cheerleader, and we didn't have much interaction with them, honestly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So about like in college, was there anything like did you see guys at college or whatever? You're like, oh man, that guy's so jacked up, he's gonna be on juice.
It never occurred
Nothing
to
like
me.
that,
Not
right? So he
really
could have been.
Again,
Could have been,
college
but
and Midwest.
maybe not. So now fast forward to you start competing.
Yeah.
How many years ago?
8.
8 years ago. Now, did you know that there were drugs in the sports? Obviously, you looked at some of the guys and thought...
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the bodybuilders, I guess, male and female, I mean, women don't look like that naturally, and so I assumed that there was probably some extra help there. But, like, I didn't know for sure, and I like to assume, like, the most innocent about people. It's just...
Say, like, okay, maybe she is, maybe she isn't.
Maybe so, maybe not, I don't know.
So when you started competing and you now were aware that guys and girls were taking them that were competing, and you were where, in Montana when you were competing?
Yeah.
Is that where you started?
Mm-hmm.
So now, were you aware of anybody in the gym? Like, were you like, oh my god, now I know this person or that person? Like, did you start spotting it? Or
Again, I just thought the most
just
innocent
assumed.
about most people, although there were a few guys who seemed to, like, get bigger and then they shrink up, and then they get bigger and then they shrink up, and I'd be like, that guy might be taking something.
So eventually you wound up talking to people and you did find out people were taking them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So then you eventually find out, okay, if these people are taking them, and I've always heard that they're bad, why aren't they dropping dead? Why aren't they all dead? So, like, did everything like that ever cross your mind?
No, I mean, I guess, so my mom is in the healthcare profession, and so all I'd ever heard was, steroids are bad, they're evil, whatnot, and so that's what I grew up with, and that's what I was thinking, but I didn't really see much adverse effects, I guess, and so, as I started getting more involved in the industry and competing for a few years, I realized that, they're prevalent at every single level. And this was before bikini was out, and so, I compete in figure, and I realized, wow, there's, people in figure who are using things. And so, I considered it for a time, thinking, okay, is this something that I want to do or not do? Or, do I want to go down this path? And I realized that, for me, it's not the path that I wanted to take.
Why? What was...
Because you never know. I mean, as a female, some of those, some of them contain, like, male hormones. Like, why do I want to put male hormones in the female body?
Because you want to throw in a trophy. That's why they do it.
Like, the risk of, like, a deeper voice, facial hair, other things that happen in the female body that...
Clitoral hypertrophy, which is one of them.
Yeah, and... You never know. And so I decided that it wasn't for me because I didn't know if it was going to do anything to, like, prevent me from having kids or mess anything up. Like, and so, it's just such an individual response, and I guess I just never wanted to take that chance.
So, like, if they made something that had 0 side effects on women, and they came out with it, and they were like, this just gives you that look, would that change your mind to possibly taking something?
I don't know. I've competed successfully so far, like, for this long. Like,
well, you're not really trying to gain any more muscle or anything, so there's really no reason to take it.
And honestly, one of the big factors was that, like, I wanted to know that I built my muscle myself. So if I stopped taking something, it wasn't going to go away. It's always going to be there because I built it. And to me, it's a source of pride for me. I don't judge anyone who takes anything. To me, it's their own personal decision. I know what I'm up against. When I'm standing on stage, I have no idea who's taking what. Personally, I don't care. I have no moral issues with anything. I don't care. It's individuals' decisions.
So as of right now, like now being 8 years deep, being around the national level, knowing people that do take them, don't take them, etc., do you feel that honestly in your heart that they're as dangerous as they're made out to be?
I don't think they're dangerous at all. I mean, like everything, they're going to have a side effect. I mean, my asthma medicines have side effects, you know? I mean, there's going to be
Tylenol has side effects.
Yeah.
Water has side effects.
Yeah, I mean, ibuprofen's got side effects. And so it just depends on if you want to, you know, risk a side effect, you know?
So
and some people are fine with
if I came home tonight and I was like, honey, I want to go to the pro level, I'm going to take massive amount. You know my steroid past. So, I mean, if I was like, I'm going to go on massive amounts of steroids and stuff, what would be the only negative, or what would be the negative?
Well, two. One, I would worry about your health.
Okay.
And any side effects or implications. And two, they're illegal in the U.S.
The legality.
And I'm terrified of, like, illegal things, like, to the point where...
It'll stop you from taking them.
from anything. I mean, I'm just scared of illegal things.
But other than that, I mean, other than my health probably going downhill or being locked up, which are two main reasons why not to use them where you live.
Yeah.
You know, but...
I mean, and I get that to get to the next level in anything, you got to be willing to take risks and go to extremes, whether it's in professional sports, whether it's in cycling or swimming or bodybuilding. I mean, all of those athletes are at the top of their game because they take risks and they do extreme things. And
like training, diet, everything.
Right, everything, you know, and a lot of their lives are dedicated to that. And so, you know, to be the best, and some people want to be the best that they can possibly be, and they take them, and you know what? It's their decision.
So you compete in the non-tested organization of the NPC, which is a feeder into the IFBB. And you've won overall titles. Like we can run in a few. The Contra Costa overall.
Yeah, I've won 2 overalls. Well, no, 3 actually, because then I won the Maryland and East Coast.
Maryland and East Coast championships. You won your class at the Cal State. You've won your class at the Contra Costa. Lehigh. The Pittsburgh this year. You won which is another huge show. You placed 4th at the Arnold.
Yeah, I placed 4th at Junior USA.
And you 4th at Junior USA. So I mean, you've been through all the ranks in knocking on the door at the pro level. Do you now get mad when someone beats you that is clearly on drugs?
No. I don't, because it's their choice.
Well, it's also the feel that, I mean, you've gone into the sport knowing this could be a disadvantage.
You know, and...
Because some people get very pissed, like, well, he only beat me because he's on juice. Well, it's not a tested federation, so,
honestly,
you know...
if they look good, they look good.
Right.
You know what? I don't care if they're taking something or if they're not. If you look good, you deserve to win, period.
Knowing what you know now and what you've seen, do you believe that you can train less intense and get better results? Or do you believe you still have to train and diet just as hard as a natural?
Still got to train and diet. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it gives you just a tiny extra edge, I guess, from what I understand. But it's, I mean, everyone who competes and who does well is still in the gym every day, busting their butt, sticking to their diet.
Suffering.
Yeah. Well, you call it suffering.
I call it suffering.
I don't.
When I can't lift my head in the morning, I'm like, cool, all right, well, thank you. You want to do the outro?
Yeah. This is, email at bios3training@gmail.com.
This is the
bios3training.com is the blog.
This is the steroid bicep.
Oh, this is the natural bicep.
And
we're out.